What's going on, guys? Hazy here. Welcome back to my first Fusion World deck profile on the channel. Obviously, if you've been around before, you probably would have seen me do some Masters ones. We just finished the Sydney Regionals here today. It was a massive muck around, but I finally got here. We nearly didn't get here, and so glad I did. Unfortunately, we bubbled top 16. We finished 17th by 1.4%, I believe it was, on my breaker. So very, very, very unlucky not to have gotten top 16, but that is what it is. We'll come back bigger and better. We played, as everyone would probably assume, you would have seen the thumbnail, we played Topku. And shout out to my man Blake. He let me borrow his Topku deck so that way my wife could play my Topku deck. So yeah, we both wanted to play Topku, and thankfully Blake was gonna facilitate that for us. Otherwise, I was gonna be playing Blue Vegeta. I didn't really want to do that. So everyone knows what Topku does by now, but we'll just get straight into the deck. Start off 3 Whis for the Roshi. I think I played this card once all day. I don't even know if I comboed it. I think I pitched it more than anything for the leader ability. And I actually slept on the other Whis. I actually wish I had the 10k Whis. It just minuses 5 on play. I think just valuing just another 10k combo instead. But I really wasn't bothered by Topku taking their own life. I was always trying to speed up Topku's awaken as quick as I could. So it didn't really bother me if they had a Roshi. So it was actually very obsolete for me today. But it is what it is. For Roshi, obviously when I want to, I was very controlled on my awakens today. I think it actually benefited me very well. I wasn't turbo awakening, so there was actually a couple of opening hands where I had a Roshi, but I opted to play Basil instead. And I think it worked well for me. I mean, I lost 2 games against Topkus, but I don't think it was one game was because I didn't rush my awaken, but I was happy with the way that I used Roshi. For Basil, like I was saying, this was actually coming down as my turn 1 play sometimes, and it was actually a lot of the turn 1 play against a lot of my mirrors. A lot of people were playing Basil instead of Roshi first, because obviously they were expecting Roshi to die, so they just play the Basil. So Basil, really good. Search is pretty much half, well, at least half the deck, I would say. For Cauliflowers, a searchable target, take a life, and the crit. I played this a couple of times, and I was actually just swinging the pressure. I wasn't too worried about, I didn't get stalled at all today, so I was able just to freely swing the crit, and I think it worked well for me. More Self-Awakeners, 2 hit, 2 Goku. I think I used hit once or twice. Like I said, I did actually control my awaken a lot more than what I normally do today. And Goku, I played Goku once to actually just to KO a body because I didn't want to have to deal with a crit from going from 4 to 3. So I played this to KO it. So this come up once, I think this come up once, but they were just there if I needed to awaken. Fortunately, I was able to do it in the more fashionable way. This card, which I think was my MVP in the Topku mirrors, there was one game where my opponent just used 1 turn. I think he played a Kefla out of his leader ability, and then he just played 3 cantrips. And so we were able to play this down pretty much minus his whole board, and then just was able to just play my own Kefla with the other 3-drop Gohan just to clear the board. But this guy was probably my MVP for today. And I was really happy that I ran 3 in this. I was 3 or 2, and I opted for 3, and I'm kind of glad that I did. Now the bread and butter. 4 Gohan, 3 Kefla, 3 Caterpillisa. I probably said that wrong. And of course, 4 Kefla. I could say that this is my MVP because I was always playing this every turn, but this is what it is. It's always going to be like that. I think this was more valuable in some other sense, but this was the play. Pretty much all the time, I always had a Gohan to play off of it. I don't think I actually played a Kefla off of it. I know I did play this once or twice just to control the board and just to get a KO on some of my opponent's battle cards. But wouldn't really change this. I was very happy with these ratios. Like I said, there was never really, I think that, like, there was only a couple of occasions where I didn't have a Gohan to play out of Kefla, and that's sort of the play that you want to be doing. 3 Rubrians to close the game. A few times I thought maybe I probably could have had 4 of her just to be safe. There was a few games where I had to combo her late to try and just keep myself at 3 life. So maybe just the 4th one just for a bit more consistency. But like, I was able to close I think most of my games with a Rubrian, so there's no trouble finding her. 4 super combo. Obviously, real personal preference what you want to use. 2 Beerus for the mirror. Beerus come up a few times today. He was very good. Like, not only does he apply the crit pressure, he also just KOs the board, which is pretty much what I was using it for. I actually, like I was saying, I had to actually, in my second last game, I had to actually pitch a Ribriand to get Beerus's effect. So I couldn't close out with double strike, but because my other 3 cards in my hand were my super combos. So Beerus was very good. I think the only reason I would play one more, maybe, I just needed a second one I just needed to find my second one in my last game. But other than that, I think 2 was a really good number. Whenever I needed it, it seemed to be there. 3 of the, I guess, the second MVP, just the absolute massive boost that you get, and the fact that you can, like, you can have Beerus on the board and you can use this on your leader because you have a battle card with 30k. You can still grab another card back from the drop just by having Beerus, so you can use it on your leader in that case. And last up, 2 God Kamehameha. I think I used this once all day, but this is kind of like the answer to 17 and things like if you played against yellow, cooler, or if for whatever reason you were staring down a double strike androids, you'd be able to minus it with like with either this guy or the Gohan, and then just put it in range to KO it with this. So I think this was okay. I don't really know what I would have run instead of this, but it was always good to have this and sort of not need it. So yeah, that's the deck, guys. My matchups today, we played 7 rounds. My first matchup was against Green Gohan, and I just sort of got off to a good start. Unfortunately, my opponent missed their ramp on curve, so they'd fallen pretty far behind. Second round was a mirror against Topku, and I was really happy with myself how I played that one. I just sort of, I had lined up the kill. I had a few swings, used the glimpse on a basal swing, just hit the right combo numbers on a few swings and just really forced the pressure on my opponent, and I was able to close out with another glimpse and Ribrian. The third game was a loss in a mirror, and it was pretty much my own fault because I had a Ribrian in hand, and I was just going for the exact same kill that I'd gone the game before when I probably should have put that off. So I got rid of a Kefla when I probably didn't need to, and I shouldn't have. So that ultimately cost me. The following game was Android 17, which I was a little bit worried about because in my online client testing, I did struggle a little bit with 17. So I think I literally I guess I saw everything I absolutely needed to, Keflas and everything. Was able to really punish my opponent, and they weren't able to sort of get any real control back. They weren't able to get down to double strike androids or any way to really clear my board. So we just ran away with that one. The following game was against a blue Vegeta, and I actually thought I'd made a monumental error. I'd left myself at kind of high life, and my Vegeta player actually took it to me. He took me from 5 to 4 with his leader, and then his double strike took me to 2. But I just had so many cards in hand at that point. I was just able to push through. I think I swung 90k with a Kefla to take him from 3 to 2, and it used literally his whole hand minus 1 card, and he just wasn't able to recover from that. So we were able to get the board back, and we just had all the control there. And then the next game was another Topku mirror, and it literally come down to I had 3 super combos in my hand, and it was just my opponent tried to knock me from 3 to 2, but it just had the answer every time, and we ended up taking to 2. We still had 2 super combos in hand, and we just calculated that he wasn't going to be able to get the win, so we obviously forced the all-in that we were able to get out of, and we just sort of killed there. And then the final game was, it is what it is. I sort of slowed my awakening a little bit, and I sort of didn't quite get awakened when I wanted to be able to control the board, and I just had to go for game, and unfortunately my opponent had enough combo in hand, so it is what it is. I'm happy, but I'm disappointed to have gotten 17th. It is what it is, but yeah. So, but big shout out to everyone at the event. It's always a good event, these Dragon Ball events here in OCE. It's so good that we're getting lots of Fusion World events. If only we got a few more Masters events, that'd still be good. But nonetheless, if you have enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit the like and subscribe button.